when they do it, they change their life completely. They feel like I cannot go back to chemical anymore because why we need to use chemical when you develop the soil? Because what people learn here is farming is not about planting things, about developing your soil. When you make your soil alive, make your soil healthy again, you don't need to do much. Just sow the seed and then they grow by themselves. You don't need to take care of them much because they know how to take care of themselves.
The two biggest problems in the world today is we have stopped loving ourselves and we have forgotten how to save seeds, which is causing havoc on our health. That's why we're getting sicker, is because we don't love ourselves. And number two, why we're getting sicker is because we're not saving our seeds. So we have a lack of diversity on our plate. These are problems. But the good thing is, the good part is there are seed savers in this world. And the even better part is anybody can be a seed saver or contribute to seed saving. And it's not just by saving the seeds off of your lettuce plant or saving the seeds from your tomato. It's supporting local farmers, it's learning to love yourself, and so much more. In this conversation with Jon Jandai from Pun Pun Farms, we dive deep into the secrets of seed saving and how to make it fun, how to create more joy in your life, how to reclaim your health, and how to love yourself, because that's really where it all starts. Seed saving starts by planting seeds of joy, planting seeds of love, planting seeds of fun, and saving seeds. Pun Pun Organic Farm is in Northern Thailand, and they host workshops all year long on self-reliance, how to build your own home, how to grow your own organic food, how to seed save, how to love yourself, how to have more joy and have more fun in your life, how to connect, and how to build community. I'm Natalie Forstbauer, founder of Heart and Soil Living and founder and editor-in-chief of Heart and Soil Magazine, your source for regeneration. Grounded in soil, driven by health, inspired by transformation, we share resources, tools, strategies, and tips for global regeneration in our free newsletter at heartandsoilmagazine.com. All the links in this conversation are in the captions and descriptions below. If global regeneration resonates with you, and regenerative farming, gardening, and living resonates with you, and you want to be part of that conversation, then be sure to subscribe to this channel, ding that bell, and share these conversations with your friends so that we can amplify planetary health, so that we can all be a part of global regeneration together. Enjoy this conversation with Jon as he shares his heart, his wisdom, his insights from decades of seed saving and making life easy. Thank you so much for carving out space to have this conversation about seed saving and farming in Thailand and your journey of just turning desertified soil into fertile soil where you can grow really healthy, nutritious, dense food. So thank you for joining us today.
It's fun to talk about this.
Yeah, it is. And just before we hopped on this interview, you were talking about some things that were really important to you that I want to get to. But before we do, can you tell us where you're joining us from and tell us what Pun Pun is all about?
In the introduction about Pan Pan, right?
Yeah.
At the beginning, I have no idea about seed saving much,
Mhm.
but I'm quite busy with earthen building because I'm the first person who start earthen building in Thailand. So I traveled for 5 years, never stop. And then at the end, I think I don't want to do building. And then I think about everywhere I went, many things that I used to have, I used to eat, disappear. So now our food, we have less and less. I think about we cannot live like this. How can 70 million people in Thailand eat only one variety of chicken? That's not normal. We used to have 2,000 variety of fish in the river, freshwater fish, but now we have only three varieties in the market. That's scary. That's why I feel I want to stop building because this is the most urgent thing to do. I want to start seed saving. And then I just looking for a piece of land in the north of Thailand. And then we start communities there. Actually, we did not think about communities at all because at that time, 23 years ago, I don't think people will want to live with us in the forest like this at the end of the road. So we did not think about community. We just think about maybe two of us can grow for our own consumption, and the rest of it we save seed and give seed for free to people. That's what I think about to spend the rest of my life. But after we start the farm, I slept alone in the farm only one night. And after that, people came to visit, and then they don't want to leave. They didn't want to leave. So we just have more than 5 people in the first month and 7 people in the second month. And then we become community by unintentional. Uh,
Amazing.
so, and then we just have more and more people until now. So the main thing of Pan Pan is to do seed saving. But because of we never ask for funding from anywhere, we are not very good about writing proposal or ask for funding. So we think about how to be self-reliant. We learn how to do things ourselves. Mainly, we focus in the 4 basic needs. Food, we need to grow our own food. We save our own seed. We cook our own food. And then shelter, we do our own building. We build with mud, with straw, with car tires, with paper, with bottle, with bamboo, whatever around us. We need to be able to bring it into our house, to make our house from everything around us, like the birds. They can pick anything to weaving together, become their house. And then we learn how to do what we use in daily life, like a soap, shampoo, sauce, yogurt, thing like that. We think about this thing like this. People think it's not very important, but we pay for it every day. So we did not make a lot of income. That's why we feel like when we do it ourselves, it's so cheap. We spend only a few dollars. We can make enough shampoo for the whole farm for 1 or 2 years. So if we buy soap, 1 bar of soap can cost $2, $3, or $5. But for us here, when we invest to get the material around us to make soap ourselves, so cheap. So that's the way we can survive with less income. And then the last thing we think about is to do self-healing. How can we help ourselves in the basic thing? Anything that's simple and basic, I think it's good to be able to know how to solve our own problem. If it's serious, we can go to the hospital. Kiss me. Yeah. So these 4 basic needs that we learn to be able to rely on ourselves. And then more and more people get tired of their life in the city. They struggle so much, they work too much, but they have nothing. They want to be with us more. So it make our communities bigger and bigger. But we don't want it to be too big. So we encourage people to start a new community to do something like that more. So now our communities is the main aim is to do seed saving. We grow as a main job of us, grow vegetables, save seed, and give seed for free to people. This year is 23 years already. And then the way we make income, we do training workshop about self-reliance. How can you build your own house? If you don't want to be in debt for 5 years, 10 years, or 30 years, you can build your house easily from mud, from anything. So people come and learn from us. That's the way we can survive. And then in the same time, when people came to the training, they learn about seed saving too. So it's like the package of learning in each workshop shop. So people will learn a lot in many things.
Yeah, oh man, it's so powerful how you're able to not just do what you're really super passionate about, which was seed saving that brought you to the self-reliance, but it's so much more beyond the saving. It's the way we experience life, right? It's like this deeper connection with with nature and each other that it sounds like that you're talking about.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
interesting when we start to do it, most of city people they don't used to use physical body. They think everything is impossible, everything is impossible, you need to buy only. But when they stay with us for a while, they feel like, oh, I can build my own house. Oh, I can grow my own food. Oh, I can make my own shampoo. Something like that. It make people feel exciting. Oh, this is freedom. I don't need to work a lot, but I can live happily. I have a comfortable life without a lot of money or working too much. So that's very powerful normally.
It is very powerful. And what's exciting about that for you, John?
I think what make me feel very exciting when I see people exciting to change their life. Many women who came here, they were taught that women cannot build a house. But when they came here, they feel so confident, so proud that they can build their own house easily. Many houses at our farm always have hairs in the bricks because many people who feel like they feel so exciting to change their life, so they just shave their beautiful hair, shave off. The beauty is not only from their look, but it's from their abilities. So when they have ability to do things, they're proud of themselves. That's the beauty. So many people shave their hair and put their hair in the bricks in many
Wow.
houses.
I can feel the liberation of that and how
Yeah.
powerful. Yeah. I'm so curious. How did you know that seed saving was the anchor of what you knew you needed to do in this world?
I think when I look back when I was kid, one year we eat more than 100 varieties of vegetable. Each season we have more than 30 varieties of vegetable. And different season, different vegetable. But now we have only 5 or 6 vegetable in the market that we eat every day all year round. That make me think about what going to happen with our life. Because in the past, we eat many hundred variety of food of plant and animal. But when I was young, people eat less and less varieties. And then I think about the word, you are what you eat. Most of the food that we eat now grew up from the food in the pills, like a pellet, like a animal food is a pill, and
Mm.
then the fertilizer for the plant is the pills. I just imagine that in the next 10 years or when my son grew up, he maybe have no food to eat like I used to eat. He maybe have to eat a handful of pills or capsule per meals. So that's scary to me. I feel like, what's the meaning of life? You are not different from the machine. Work hard to get gasoline to fill up yourself. Eat the same thing over and over. You cannot enjoy food. The taste of food is the gift of our life. We need to enjoy it. But if we live like this, I can see that the big giant company monopolize the sea and then they control the sea. They train us to eat only what they own the sea. What we used to eat that it's hard for them to monopolize it. They will not sell them in the market. So that's the way I think our life were controlled completely by a few giant company. That's that's not fair. This is new slavery system for me because in the past they have the warship, the big army to come to Southeast Asia to occupy Malaysia, occupy Burma, Vietnam, things like that. But now they're so clever. They don't need to have the army like that. They just own the sea and train people in that country to eat their seed, their food. And then everybody gave up planting their own variety. It's gone. And then everybody need to rely on them. Every time we put food in our mouth, we need to send money to this company. And the food has very low qualities. I think this is disaster. This is the end of human on this world because we have no diversity left. I think it's the biggest crisis that people don't think about it now. That's why I feel like I want to spend the rest of my life to do seed saving. So now we have been doing this for 23 years. And then last 2 years, I set up a company we call Common Seed Company. It's social enterprise company. Social enterprise company in Thailand is like a non-profit organization that we can do business, we can sell things, but all the profit we will not give to anybody. We will use all the profit that we made to do seed saving, to train villagers to do seed saving, train villagers to do processing, to do start a market, something like that. We want to create the new system of food in our own group. We don't think big. Maybe a few hundred people, a few thousand people come together, grow together, develop our own seed, grow our own food, and sell to us. So we cannot fight with the giant company, but we can fight with ourselves. How can we depend on ourselves more than depend on them? That's what we are doing now.
Amen. So be it. I love it. I love it so much. I have goosebumps from like head to toe, John, just hearing your passion and your drive and your vision. And what do you think is the biggest challenge we have right now around seed saving?
The big challenge now is new generation. They grew up with the media, and then they were trained by the media and then the style of life to think about something very easy, comfortable, easy. Like people don't like to cook anymore now. So they just go to the supermarket and buy ready food to eat. So these people, they were controlled completely by the giant company. So when they don't eat local food, they don't support local farmers. Local farmer and what we are doing is harder to grow, to survive. That's why we need to do a lot of training. We did a lot of training every year, almost 2 or 3 times a month every year, because we think education is the most important thing. How can we make people aware about the food that we eat? We buy so expensive food, but those food has less nutrition, but more chemical, more hormone, more antiseptic. So how can we make people understand this? And then they will come to support farmer who do seed saving, who produce good food for them. So this is the biggest challenge that I think now, because the media and the big corporation, they control everything. And they shape people's thinking to think in the way that they want people to think. That's the hardest part of it.
And what type of courses are you and workshops are you doing every month?
What is it? What is it?
What are the workshops you're doing every month?
Oh, we do self-reliant workshop. Learn how to build, how to grow food, how to save seed, how to do daily needs, and self-healing. This is the workshop that we do quite often. And then seed saving workshop, especially seed saving. We did that more and more now. And sometimes we just go out to support another group to do things. We did a lot of workshop outside of our farm too. Because now it seems like more and more people be aware about seed saving more. That's why people want to join the workshop more. Last year, I think we trained more than 1,000 people from last year. Yeah. And this year we just maybe 10, more than 10 workshop already this year.
Wow, that's awesome, John.
Yeah.
And so the biggest challenge right now is just the way that we're being raised and the information or lack of information that we have and lack of food diversity that we have and diversity period.
Mhm.
Um, what do you think we need to do to move the needle and change that?
What we try to do now, we think about we want to do more media. We want to use more media, and then we want to work harder to make our model of self-reliant grow.
Mm.
Because if our model develop more than this, people will look at us more and want to join with us more. Like when we train people to save seed and grow what they develop, and then they have a market, we create a market for them. And then in the same time, when city people came to the workshop, they can connect with those farmers. That's the way we try to reconnect everything together, farmers and consumer. When these two people know each other, it creates a new circle of food. That's what we are trying to do now. Because we cannot fight with the normal media, with the big giant company who has a lot of money, but we can work together with volunteer minds. Because most of us work as volunteer because we don't have money to pay for people. So but it worked well because so far we have many groups who do seed saving now, and we start to see many people start to sell their products, their produce online more and more, even a small market. So that's the growth. We don't need to grow very fast, but we want it to be stable, and we want people to feel that like it's fun. It's fun, and then you can make a living easily. You can have a good life easily, and then we create a new culture like help each other more. We call joy force party. If I want to dig a well in my land, it maybe cost a lot of money to pay for a backhoe to do it. But if I say that I told everybody in the network that I want to dig my well today, if anybody want to come, come. So people will come with their equipment. They come and help each other. Sometimes we have more than 200 people come. And many of them bring their own food to share together and then help each other. So some year we have Joy Force Party more than 100 times in 1 year because
Oh,
it's spreading. This idea is spreading because it's a tools for people who have less money to do some big thing easily. Because whenever you come together, you have power. You can do big project, big thing. You dig a pond, you make a swell, and you plant 10,000 trees in 1 week or something like that. So when we advertise like that, many people will come and help. So this is a way that we try to do now. We try to bring back our own culture, bring back the old technique that it used to work in the past to make it better, easier, more fun. Fun is fun. Fun is the most important thing in our life. We
yes.
need to create the atmosphere to make it fun.
Yeah, I love that. Oh, thanks for presenting that, John. And um, I love your TED Talk, by the way.
No, thank you.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
yeah, I really, really enjoyed it. And I think everyone should go watch it if you haven't watched it yet. It's Life is Easy on YouTube. And we'll put a link to it in the comments in the description as well. Um, it's, there's so much here. How do you make seed saving fun?
Seed saving, if you think not very deep, you feel like it's boring to grow, to work in the hot sun. But actually, we encourage people to do it small. Don't
Mm,
think big. Do it small. Maybe select a few varieties of plant that you like to eat and then grow them and observe them and collecting information about it. And you will be like a researcher. It's
right.
very fun,
I
actually.
Yeah, I like that. Be a researcher and be curious and start small because I think more than people like thinking it's not fun, it might be just be overwhelming because it's unknown, right? Like where do we
Uh-huh.
do? It's uncomfortable to do something and we don't want to get it wrong. Like what if we save our seeds and they don't grow? What if we harvest them too early? Like when do we there's so many unknowns and so many questions. So what are some tips that you can maybe share with us to help us get started?
Um, the first thing is when they need to make the list of what they love the most, and then they were looking for it. For example, if I love tomatoes, so they will research about tomatoes. There were so many varieties of tomatoes in the world. We have more than 100 varieties at the farm now. So if people came to the training, they can select which one they like. They like. And then when they grow them, it's so beautiful, so nice. And then it cross pollination, and then the new variety come out. So it's so exciting to see new thing like that. And then when they eat it, the taste of each one is not the same. And even the same variety, but you grow in different soil, different places, it's not the same. And then in the same time, when you grow them, because we have network, we have groups, so they can share. They're so exciting to share what they have to the groups. It's very fun. So when we come to this circle, it's hard to get out because you feel like, wow, there's so many things that we can do. It's so fun to know this uh, character of this plant, this the taste of this plant is so special. I never taste anything like this before. So that's it. Bring people together. And then groups is very important. When we have groups, we share our experience, we learn from each other. I think when we work together like groups, it's very loose group. Like they maybe see each other sometime, a few times a year, but they are so exciting to share the techniques and everything that they discover during that time. I think this is a real education system because we learn from what we are doing and we share, we discuss, and it makes farming technique very easy for us. And now I feel like we are so lucky that we have many groups who develop many new technique, new style, new way of farming, and share each other. They're so proud of that. So that's make them fun. They have fun. Yeah.
What role do farmers have in seed saving?
Um, the main thing is we want farmer to do seed business. We want farmer to own their own seed, have seed in their hand, and then they can sell it, they can use it. That's the main thing. And then I think if farmer do business on seed, they will survive in economical way. Because to sell fresh produce, no way they can survive because it's so cheap. And then it's so many conditions to fetch it. But do you sell seed, you get better price and you can keep last longer. And then I think farmer have to be owner of the seed, not a big giant company. So that's the role that we want them to do. So we encourage them to sell seed, to do seed business.
Okay. So you're in Northern Thailand, and what is the culture? of farming in Thailand? How common is seed saving and organic farming and natural ecological farming?
50 years ago, everybody grow their own from their own seed. Nobody sells seed. But after that, when the company came to have a big role in the market, now less than 1% of farmers save seed. They just buy seed from the company. So now they just depend on the company completely, buy the seed from them, buy fertilizer from them, and pesticide, herbicide, hormone, and everything come from them. It's like contract farming. They will come with a big set of everything, and then you grow for them, and then they will buy it back with the price. Sometimes they guarantee the price very low, but farmer feel like it's comfortable, easy because they don't know how to sell things.
Yeah.
And then they if they have some problem like a drought or pest or some problem, they bankrupt.
Yeah. That's
Mm.
hard.
So that's the biggest problem in Thailand now because people don't do self-reliant farming in the past anymore. So now we try to bring it back to bring this
Mhm.
style of farming back.
How's it being received?
Oh, it's pretty good so
Good.
far. A small amount of people come back to do like us, but they are very powerful because when they do it, they change their life completely. They feel like I cannot go back to chemical anymore because why we need to use chemical when you develop the soil? Because farm when what people learn here is farming is not about planting things, about developing your soil. When you make your soil alive, make your soil healthy again, you don't need to do much. Just sow the seed and then they grow by themselves. You don't need to take care of them much because they know how to take care of themselves. So with this technique, it's fun. It's easy for many people to do it, but you cannot do this technique with cash crop or monocrops. You need to have more diversity in your land. But whenever they grow many variety together, they will be secure because if this plant very low price, don't need to sell it. Use it to make compost. If this one good price, they sell it. So if they have more than 10 varieties, no way they will lose their money. But if they grow only kale in the whole area, if the price of kale going down, they lost everything. So this is a way that we working with farmer now. We focus on diversity and no chemical, and then seed saving, and then we can create our own market among ourselves.
That's so cool. And how's that being received by the community, like in Thailand, the consumers?
Uh, Mainly people still have uh, negative feeling with organic food or the food like this because they think it's a little bit too expensive for them. But everything have cost. It's not too expensive, but they feel like it's more expensive than conventional food. So they're happy to buy anything cheap, but they don't want to buy organic or anything like this much. But the cost of cheap conventional food, the real cost is in the shoulder of farmers. Nobody think about that. So now I think people start to be aware more and more, especially people who have more income, who have a better income. They'll think about their health more. They want to support us more. I think when we have more media, have more when we use more media to communicate with people, it increased the number of people who understand this more and more. I think media is very important for us.
Mhm. Um, when you first started farming that land that you found, uh, I understand it was completely dead, like it was completely desertified. It had been monocropped, and sprayed with a lot of chemicals. And you literally had to walk through the fire to bring that back to life. And one of the articles that I read and from your website was that the weeds were up to your knees and sometimes even higher. And so I'm curious, what did you do? If you could just walk us through your story of how you brought that soil to life, because you talked about that being the foundation. What are some of the most important aspects to bring soil back to life?
I've from our experience from Pan Pan, we work it in Pan Pan's land. It's like a lot of rocks and sandy, and then deep one maybe 4 inches down is very hard, like laterite soil. So there's only two kind of grass grow in that land when we have. There's no other plants, no diversity, and no trees. What we did is the first time we plant banana, and then banana did not grow because there's no food. Normally, 6 month banana can grow taller than 3 meters already if it's good soil. But 2 years of our bananas only 1 meters. So what we did is we looking for anything grow fast in the area, and anything that villagers hate the most, that thing is the growth, the fastest growth. So we just bought the seed of those plants to sow in those grass to sow in our land. And when we sow those grass, they grow very fast. We just cut them down and we come back. We cut them down every month. And it makes the banana grow fast immediately. And after banana grow fast, we plant fruit trees in the banana clump. And then when the fruit trees start to have new shoot come out, that means the roots stick out. So we chop banana down. We will leave only one banana stem. And the rest of it, one clump, maybe have 5 or 6 of them. We chop them down. But when we chop them down, they will not die. They will come back. So every month we need to chop them down. That's the way we create our mulch, our compost for our land with no money because we have no money at that time. And then when we leave banana tree, only one stem in one clump, they will have a good fruit. And then our trees have more sunlight when we chop them down, they grow fast. Only 2 years later, the tree grow taller than banana and banana clump disappear. The trees grow big. The fruit trees grow big. And then we chop the fruit trees branches to get the leaves of the fruit tree to make the bed of vegetable, to make compost. That's the way we develop our soil. We keep doing that. We bring in more leaves or straw to the farm, often put in the bed directly. We don't make compost in the pile. We just make compost in the beds. And we keep doing that. A few years later, we can grow everything. The first year, we cannot grow even beans. We sow 150 kilograms of beans in the farm, but when we harvest, we get less than one handful of beans. Most of them, when they sprout, not very long, they die because no food in the soil. But now you can grow carrot, you can grow anything. We have so many pineapple, so many vegetable, everything we can grow now. So that's the way we develop our soil. We use what we have. We have no money to buy compost, to buy chicken dung, to buy cow dungs. Everything quite expensive here. But we use the nature, use what we have in our area. So maybe it take time, a few years to develop the soil, but it's worth it because we did not spend money on it.
Hmm. That's super powerful. I love how you talked about how you compost, not traditionally, not in piles, but just with the leaves and putting it and put mulching. Um, wow, wow. And did you notice did you notice a shift in the diversity of your soil too? Did you notice more worms and more little critters running around?
Oh, In the night time, if you have the headlight very bright, if you look on the ground, you can see like many sparkling diamond everywhere. When you look at it in the daytime, you can't see it. But when you have very bright light, you can see tiny, tiny dot everywhere. When you look very close, it's so tiny spider everywhere. So we have almost everything that I used to see when I was kid, like many kind of frog, many kind of bugs, many kind of spider, many kind that I used to is come back. And another thing is mushroom. We have so many kind of mushroom that I used to eat. I used to love when I was kid. And now it's so rare because people burn everywhere. There's no wood, no food in the soil. But now we have many kind of mushroom growing in our land now.
And did they all come back naturally just from the leaf mulching? Bless you.
Sorry. Yeah, they come back naturally. We never introduce any mycelium in our land.
That's so
I
cool.
think whenever the atmosphere, the environment good enough, they will come back because the spore of this plant, this fungus, they are everywhere. They're just waiting for the good condition.
John, what has seed saving taught you about life?
Um, Diversity is security. Diversity is beauty. So when we grow many things, we feel very secure. So if we grow only one kind of rice, if we have flood, they will die. If we have epidemic or have some pest, they will die. We lost everything. But whenever we grow more than 5 varieties of rice, some of them can fight with the flood. They can survive in the flood easily. Some of them very strong. They can fight with the pest easily. So we are okay. So diversity is the most important thing to make our life secure. We will have food for sure. In the same time, what we learn is when we live with many people, many thinking, many idea, that is diversity of life. If we have many thinking, many belief, many idea, live together, respect each other, you learn so much because sometimes you think that you are right, but it right only that time. But not very long, it may be not right anymore. But sometimes the idea that you don't think is right, but it can be right in the future. So when we have many idea, many thinking together, it helps us to live together, last longer and more fun and more understanding.
I love that. Diversity in seeds, diversity in crops, diversity in thinking, diversity in thought.
Yeah. Mhm.
Man, that's powerful. Very, very powerful, John.
Thank you.
And what do you most want people to understand about seed saving?
I want people to love themselves, to feel like their life is the most important thing. Their life, their health is the first priorities in this world. Nothing more important than that. So to invest on our health, on our life is the first priority. That's what I want people to think about, to care about.
And if somebody was noticing that and presencing their health as their first priority and to really love themselves, how would you encourage them to take that first step if that's something that they've never even thought of before?
If they love themselves, if they think their health, their life is first priority, they will buy good food to eat.
Mm.
Because now people don't care about themselves. They just work hard and eat whatever. I just want to work, and make more money. They don't care what I'm eating. So to live like this, that means you not care about yourself. When they see organic food, oh, too expensive. I cannot buy it. Like If you buy some carrot, it may be a little bit more expensive than conventional carrot. They think it's too expensive. I cannot afford it. But when they buy coffee, it's so expensive. How can they brave to buy coffee? Because coffee is not food, it's drug to make us awake and work more. So we pay money for toy, for drug, for anything without worry about it's expensive or not. But we're not brave enough to buy good thing for our health. So when people love themselves, when people care about their health as a first priorities, they will eat good food. They will care about other people. Because if you have good food, you have good health, good life. When you care about other people nearby, you will have a good life, have more friends, you feel more secure, you feel better in that way.
So it sounds like the first step to loving ourselves is to care about ourselves, to care about our health.
Yes, that's the most important thing. Because if we cannot get up from the bed, just lie down there, what's the meaning of life?
Yeah. What excites you the most right now about seed saving and where where you're at in your journey today and how it's integrating in the world around you, around
I'm
us?
excited about the movement is growing. I feel so fun, so happy to join with the movement, with many people. We work together, we have a lot of fun. We feel not lonely anymore. That's the feeling of security in our life. We have many friends, many people who do the same thing. That's very powerful for us. That's the most exciting that keep me working more and more and do more about this.
Yeah. And Pun Pun, sorry, John at Pun Pun. Where what where can people find like how can people join you at your workshops?
They can look at our website, panpanthailand.org, or sometime I will advertise on my YouTube channel, Jon Jandai Life is Easy. I advertise some in YouTube too.
Awesome.
Yeah,
And what else do you want us to know about seed saving that we haven't touched on today?
I think that's pretty much of the seed saving. I feel like I just want to stress again that it's the biggest crisis in our life, but not many people think about it. We eat less and less varieties, and our health has so much problem, and our environmental have a lot of problem. So I think it's the most important thing to think about it now.
So if people are listening to this and watching this, we want to encourage them to have more diversity in their life, to do some seed saving, find some seedy libraries, support a local farmer, join some local community events. There's seedy Saturdays, there's seed saving, there's seed libraries, there's workshops. I'm sure with the internet right now, all you've got to do is like type in how to save seeds or seed events near me or workshops about seeds, and you'll find something near you. So just that's what I'd like to invite people to do as an action step is to bring that diversity in and to reach out reach out to your community that's close to you and see what's happening, and you just might be surprised. And if there's nothing happening, then reach out to John or myself or someone at Heart and Soil or another seed saving community that's close by, and we'll help you get started, because everybody in the seed saving community is about building community and helping one another. Would you agree, John? Yeah. Is there anything else you want to add to that?
I think if you support organic food or seed saving, it maybe look like it's a little bit more expensive now, but in the future, when people do it more, when you support people, people will do it more and more, the price will go down. It will be normal price in the future. So seed saving or organic food is like people who got sick. You need more care, more attention to take care at the beginning. But when they're healthy, they are strong, they will take care of everybody's.
Yeah. Well, Jon, thank you so much for reminding us to not just save seeds, to grow healthy and nutritious and delicious foods, and to be in community with saving seeds, but you've also reminded us to plant seeds of joy and plant seeds of living life easy and to have fun. So I really, really thank you for presencing all of that and for the work that you're doing. I want to acknowledge you and just give you a big lift you up and honor the walk that you and Peggy and your community has done at Pen Pun, and sharing your story and just following your heart and noticing the difference that can be made through seed saving and connecting. So thank you. I appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Be sure to go and check out Pun Pun on the web at punpunthailand.org. You can find them on Facebook at Pun Pun Learning Center, on Instagram at Pun Pun Organic Farm, and on YouTube at Jon Jandai Life is Easy. That's JonJandai, Life is Easy. You make yourself an amazing day. And if you haven't signed up for our free newsletter yet, head on over to heartandsoilmagazine.com. And if interviews about regeneration, planetary health, organic, biodynamic, regenerative farming, gardening, and living resonate with you, hit that subscribe button and ding that bell so you know when our next interviews drop. Make yourself an amazing day. Big love. Namaste.